This is Apostle Tahar, along with the other apostles and elders. Basically, we out here on the street. We're on 34th and 7th on Saturday. Today's date is August 23rd, 2014. Basically, we don't have a topic. Basically, we're just going in the spirit. So if you want to give a topic, it's going to be entitled Going in the Spirit. So y'all got it.
All right, so
speak loud. Speak loud.
All right, so like the elder apostle said, we're out here on 33rd,
34th and 7th
Avenue, New York City, Manhattan. And basically we're going to go into the scriptures, we're going to go into prophecy. And one of the main prophecies on the table right now is the advent of martial law. Now the word martial means warlike. So this is what we're entering into with all these police shootings, with all the so-called police injustice happening to our people, happening to the tribes. That's going to lead into something called martial law, which the government is going to declare. And basically, we're going to go into the scriptures and prove it, right?
Okay, can I just say something here? Yeah, basically what we did earlier we did a show.
Yo, tell them about it, bro. Tell them about it. Yo, they down here, they representing, hold it down, listen to what they got to say.
Come and say what you got to say in front of the camera.
Yo, check out my points right here. They holding it down, kicking knowledge, broad wisdom. I love these guys. They giving knowledge. You know, food.
What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Abbas Salim Alamin. I'm from planet Mars. My name means peace, to be trustworthy, and to be a leader. My name Abbas is the first name is Abbas, and Salim is peace, and Alamin is for trustworthy. And I'm from planet Mars, and I'm hot on fire. God bless you guys.
Hey, check us out on YouTube. On the name of the channel is Esau After Effects.
Esau After Effects.
Okay, check us out.
On YouTube.
Check us out. Yep.
Esau After Effects.
All right, brother. All right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is unscripted, man. See, the brother came out of nowhere. He had his mic with him. You know, I don't know where the sound was coming from, but he said what he had to say. You know, hey, just goes to show you that the 2/3 is still out here doing their thing. You know, so y'all know what the deal is. You know, hey, but he's a Jake. He's a Jake. You know, if he don't make it on this ride, he'll make it on the second ride. You know. But anyway, you have mentioned that martial law is coming. It's already in the works. I believe it was 2009 where Barack Obama had already written the paperwork. You know, we was kind of getting into that. Basically, we was getting into martial. It was the title was called martial law. What was it called? Martial law is here in America. And basically, we found out, which we already knew, when we brought up the documents. And basically, when Barack Obama came into office, a year later, actually, some months later, he had secretly signed that whole martial law thing and the FEMA camps. And then we have a document where, and you'll see it up on the screen, where he actually has a list. And right currently, well, as of I guess 2014 February, the month of February, I think there was 8 million people on that list, and they're slated to go in FEMA camps. Okay. You see, so basically, before they do anything, it's in the records, but you have to know how to go into the records. See, the average person that walks up and down, they're not lawyers. They're not trained lawyers. They don't know how to go to the law library and go to the United States Code, which is USC, A, which is United States Code annotated. USC S, United States Code services. Now, when you look up the United States Code, that's all the laws of the United States. Then you have other law books. But if you're dealing with federal law, you got to go NYC. Like for example, you have 50, I believe it's 50 titles. Title 26 deals with the IRS. Title 10 deals with the military. I think it's called the Military Code of, what's it called? Military Code of Military Justice. I believe it's called, I forget how you say it, but it's under Title 10 of the United States Code. In Title 18, that's your criminal code. All right, you got a Title 42. If you want to sue somebody in federal court under civil rights, you sue them under Title 42. So that's those laws, but the average person don't know those. Even lawyers don't know that, unless you specialize in federal law. All right. Well, anyway, you have to know these laws. You have to know how to go to these law libraries and look up these different law. You have corpus juris secundum, am juris second, am juris first, the uniform commercial code, and that's throughout. People deal with the UCC all around the world. All right. Then you have your the Constitution, and all those laws in the United States Code are considered constitutional. All right. If there's a problem with one of those codes, somebody goes and sues in federal court, then it goes all the way up. It's certiorari to the Supreme Court, and you say you argue that this law, this code is unconstitutional. Then you have those justices. Then you have those justices that will determine whether or not the code or the law or the statute is constitutional or not. Now, a lot of these things that Barack Obama is doing is basically he's doing it under closed doors or behind closed doors, so to speak. So he had already passed the martial law, whatever act you want to call it. I gotta look it up. But they already know that martial law is going to be declared in the United States of America. All right. They already had the FEMA camps already set up, which are the concentration camps. This situation out there in Missouri, out there in Ferguson, Missouri, that's just a dry run as to how to deal with Jake. And they already know Jake don't have the firepower that these militarized police have and the National Guard possess. So everything's ready, man. If you go back like what, a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, you had that situation in Boston with the two so-called terrorists, as they call them. And basically they declared martial law up there in Boston. What town is that in Boston? What was it, Watertown? I believe it's Watertown, Boston. All right, and that was on the day of the Boston Marathon. All right, and we still haven't heard anything about this, the survivor, about him going to court or anything like that, you know? I believe he was indicted and he was charged, but where's the trial? So that was your first step in recent years of martial law. And they shut that town down, man. 1 million people are shut down, and they went into people's houses, man. So-called in the name of checking to see if that guy's dead. And basically they did it with the intention of you might be harboring a fugitive. All right? So now you have this case right here in Ferguson, Missouri, where these Jakes are riled up. The cop, Wilson, he shot this guy, you know, in the middle of the street where there was some project.